How you all doing out there? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm honored and I'm blown away, even though this is my 25th year plus doing this. I've been doing this for a quarter of a century now, which is quite amazing for me in the process. Thank you. And I've had the privilege now of working with more than 3 million people live in events from more than 80 countries around the world. So at this stage, I gotta tell you something. I could be an idiot and I would know that there are certain patterns that cause people to be fulfilled, to be happy, to fit, to be strong, to feel alive, to be vibrant, to have passion in their life, to do well financially, but even more importantly, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, in their health and their relationships. And there are also patterns that make people frustrated, overwhelmed, depressed, sad, lonely, cause them to be struggling financially, struggling with their body, struggling intimately. And those patterns, they're not because there's something wrong with somebody, it's because of a pattern that we're doing. And I've spent a quarter of a century of my life basically studying the most successful people in the world and the most challenged, and figuring out what's the fastest way to create a change in basically developing the one thing that all people have in common who succeed. They're leaders. This is a leadership program. Because I don't care what style you are, I don't care if you're a mom, if you're a great mom, you lead your child, you're not led by your child. Or a great dad. If you're a great business person, you're a great salesperson, you're a great negotiator, you're a great anything, you're a great human being. This has been my entire life's obsession. What makes the difference in people's lives? And that leadership component, as I say, doesn't always mean somebody follows you. A leader is somebody who lives life on their terms, that you will never settle for less than you can be or share or give or create. It's not what we get that makes us happy, it's who we become. How we live our life, who we are as a person. People can take away all the things, but who you become, no one can take away. And the problem is most of us are trying to be something we're not. And it isn't so much about change, about changing yourself. The change happens when you be yourself. Know thyself, that's the hard part for most people, and then be thyself. Because most of us in our lives, out of our desire for respect or achievement or love or connection or something, we've been trying to be the way we think we'd have to be in order to get that love, respect, appreciation, whatever it is we've been after at some unconscious level. And we've been doing it so long that we think that this is who we are. Because success without fulfillment is failure. And I can't tell you how many people I work with who are supposedly the best in the world at what they do, and they have more money than they can spend, and they have all these people that love and respect them, and yet they're unhappy inside. Because if you want to know what's really you, where you're going to be alive is when it's really you. And you may even think you know who you are because you've been living a certain way, but I'll tell you how you'll know. You'll feel euphoric, you'll feel strong, you'll feel unlimited, you'll feel free. I have seen, out of 3 million people around this earth in 80 countries, I've seen just about anything you can see, and there are only so many patterns. And what you're gonna find underneath all of this behavior is we have the same needs. There are 6 human needs we're gonna review tonight. When you understand what those needs are and which ones you're focusing on, you start to understand why people do the crazy things they do, including you and I. And you begin to understand, hey, there might be a better way to meet my needs, and I don't have to get caught up in this game of stress and frustration and upset, or I could really help this person I care about, because I could see what's really going on. Part of what we want to accomplish here as leaders is we want to become practical psychologists. We want to understand what's really going on so we can help, so we can make a difference, so we can transform. So yes, of course you can do better in your business, because the more you understand about what people need and want, the greater you're going to be, the better manager, better leader, the better mom or dad, the better friend. And there's a better you that's available when you understand what's driving you. But most of us are running patterns over and over again, and we want to free that up. To free it up, we got to break the pattern. We got to do things that are different. So we're going to do something different. I'm not here because I believe in positive thinking. If you think that's what I believe, you don't know much about me. I'm not one of those people that believes you're supposed to go to your garden and chant, there's no weeds, there's no weeds, there's no weeds, there's no weeds. There's weeds right there. All right, that's what I believe. Here's what I believe. I believe that if you really want to be effective, you got to tell the truth. In fact, there's 3 mandates of leadership, if you want to jot them down, that may be the foundation of everything that I believe, and I hope that you will see as something that's useful for your own life to remember, because it's so fundamental. So the first mandate to leadership is not just to be positive. First mandate of leadership is see it as it is, but not worse than it is. The first secret to be an effective leader in your life, whether it's you want to lead your body from the location it is right now you're unhappy about, you don't have the energy you want, your body's not where it wants, to where you want to be, that's leadership. You want to transform your business, that's leadership. Your income, that's leadership. You want to help your children, that's leadership. You're going to be a leader? Step number one, tell the truth. See as it really is, but don't make it worse than it is so you have an excuse not to try. What takes guts is to put yourself on the line. What takes guts is to say, I'm going to make this work. What takes guts is to say, I'm going to believe, knowing I could be disappointed or devastated. But you know what? Disappointment's a good emotion if you learn how to use it. Anybody can see it as it is and maybe be honest, but here's the real secret. Can you come up with a vision? Step two is see it better than it is. That's part of what we're going to do this weekend. Seeing it as it is, you got to be honest. And there's not anybody in this room, including me, doesn't have areas of their life that can be made better. But if we can figure out what they are and tell ourselves the truth, regardless of what other people think, then we got a chance to make a change. I learned something from General Schwarzkopf, one of the best leaders I've ever met. And I got a chance to spend quite a bit of time with him over the years. And he said to me, Tony, I'll tell you the secret to leadership. He said, the whole secret to your life for any group, any individual is no individual, no organization can get better till they can admit something's wrong. And so you know what the problem is? No one wants things to be wrong, so we compare ourselves to others who are doing better than so we can feel really good. See, he raised the standard. He went to step two. Step two is you got to see it better than it is and set that as your standard. A standard is something you don't go for. It's not a goal. It's something you live, breathe, and find a way to get to no matter what. If there isn't a way, a leader makes the way. Is there a difference between should and must for you? Yes or no? You better believe there is. So when that standard is a must for you, you're going to find the way. Finally, the third key here is once you see it better than it is, make it that way. You got to take massive action. You got to be resourceful. You got to find the way to make it you want it. So this weekend, first thing we're going to do after a while is you're going to get real clear about how is it really? How is your relationship really? How is your body really? How is your career really? How are your finances really? All of us in this room, as different as we are, and you can look around, you see every gender, race, probably religion, belief structure in this room. The one thing I bet we have in common is we won't settle. How many came because you want more? How many came because you want more? Say I. Oh, say I. So whatever that more is that you came for, more energy, more focus, more determination, more confidence, more certainty, more love, more success, more playfulness, more of your body being where it is, more of your spirit alive, whatever it is, I can tell you this, whatever you think you came for, that's not why you came. Because I've done this for 25 years. I'm not saying you won't get that too. But what brought you here and what you're going to leave with is going to be more than what you thought. I can promise you. You want to know what makes us happy? Progress. That's it. I don't care what you've achieved. If you don't feel like you're still growing, if you don't feel like you're still contributing, if you don't feel like there's some progress in your body or your mind or your relationship or your business, if you don't feel like there's progress, you're going to be unhappy. I don't care how big your life is compared to other people. Progress is the game, my friends. It's being alive. And if we're going to be alive, absolutely. Whatever your game plan is, it's ultimately to get to a certain feeling. And the truth is you can have it right now. This next few days is the beginning of that path, and we want to take it to a whole nother level. And let's start now. Hey, my Aussie friends, it's Tony Robbins from our family home here up in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Listen, I'm reaching out to you because if you're familiar with my work, you know that once a year I do something totally unique, different than any other program I do anywhere in the world. And that is I put together a very small group of people, less than 950 as opposed to 5,000 or 10,000. And we take 5 days, 5.5 days of total immersion. And I take everything I normally do for my clients who I charge $1 million a year to coach and work with, and we dig in deep. It's called Date with Destiny. And it's a program that I do literally once a year, and I've only done it in the US. Over a few years I've done it in Australia, down on the Gold Coast. But I'm coming back to do one in Australia and the Gold Coast this August. So I want to put it out to you. So if you're familiar with my work, this is where I go deep. This is where I work with people one-on-one in these small groups where we figure out what it is that you really want for your life today. What's been stopping you? What's the stuff that holds you back? That you know you want to achieve certain things and you go for it, but get pulled back. Or you achieve what you want and you're not really fulfilled and you want to make that change. It's the program that I'm most excited about in my life, the thing I enjoy the most, and it's the thing I'm most well known for outside, obviously, dealing with my core coaching clients. If you're familiar with my work, you know for the last 34 years, I've been just obsessed with wanting to know what makes the difference in the quality of people's lives. Why is it so many people have big dreams, but such a small number of people ever make those dreams a reality? And for those that do make it a reality, what is it that gets them not only to follow through, but then to enjoy what they have? I don't know if you've ever had the experience of achieving something that you've always wanted and then afterwards thinking to yourself, is this all there is? It's one of the worst feelings in the worst. It's almost worse than failing, because when you fail, at least you know, hey, I can still find a way to make it happen. But when you succeed and you're not happy, you're not fulfilled, then you got a real problem. So Date with Destiny is about digging inside and figuring out what are the things that control every thought, every feeling and emotion of your life. If you ever wanted to make a change, you wanted to lose weight, you wanted to transform your relationship, you wanted to make a shift financially in your life, and you find yourself making progress but pulling back, or never really even getting started, just being excited about it for a while, talking about it but not really following through, then there's something there, something that affects the way you follow through, something that affects the quality of your life. And I'm here to tell you there's two things that control everything in your life. Every thought, every feeling, every emotion, every action you have in your life. What you're wearing today, whether you're going to turn this off within a few minutes or whether you're going to stick with me here for 2 or 3 minutes, is all controlled by two things: your beliefs and your values. Whatever you believe, if you think life is just a waste of time, doesn't matter what you do, or you're big boned, then obviously you're not going to go for it. You're not going to try to lose weight. You're not going to go push for that next level of your career or your finances or your relationship or anything else. Beliefs control us, but so do our values. Some people, value just kicking back. Some people value making it happen. Some people value their family the most. Some people value love. But you know what the real challenge is? When we have values in conflict. When you really want to make a difference in the world, or you really want to do well for your family, or you really want to do well financially, but simultaneously, you don't want to upset anybody. You want to be totally honest, and you want to make everybody happy. When we have conflicts between what we want and what we think we can have, or you have a goal of what you really want to make happen, but then you have this other belief inside that says this damn stuff never does work. Those inner conflicts are what keep people from using all of their energy. It's kind of like taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Date with Destiny will allow you to discover for the first time exactly what's controlling all the aspects of your life, the beliefs, values, and rules that shape everything. And that's why if you ever talked to anybody who's ever gone to Date with Destiny over the last 2.5 decades of my doing it, they'll tell you it was absolutely changed every aspect of their life. And I don't care if it's, some of my celebrity clientele. I mean, some of you know I've worked and done some of this work all the way back to the days when I started out with people like Princess Diana to the Dalai Lama. From my early days when I came to Australia and had the opportunity to work with turnarounds with like the Sydney Swans way back a decade and a half ago when they're having such tough troubles, or, taking a look at some of the stuff, working with people like Hugh Jackman today. Or, NBA basketball 2011 champions, the coach of the team of the Dallas Mavericks, and showing how today we're turning things around. The results I get are because I can help people figure out the answer to a question. Why do I do the things I do, and how do I change it now? Have you ever asked that question? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this again? Or better yet, why do they keep doing this to me? If you want to understand why, and more importantly, how to change, that's what Date with Destiny is. And maybe even more importantly, what do I want for my life today? Because at different stages of our life, we want different things. And you don't want to be running an old script. It used to be people kind of ran on kind of 7-year cycles. It's kind of an arbitrary number, but think about it. From 17 to 24 is kind of a stage of life for a lot of people. From 24 really to about 31, that's another stage of life. 32 to 39 or 40 years old, another stage. 40 to 47, another stage. And those are random numbers, but what I mean is people tend to have an idea of what they think life's about. It's my kids, it's building my business, it's making money, it's God, it's family, it's whatever it is. And then they go for it for a period of time, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, whatever, maybe 10. But then there's a time in which people begin to question. They begin to look at their life and they begin to say, is this really what I want? Have you found yourself with that at any time? And then they do one of two things. They either recommit and they go for another 7 years and they take it to another level, or they make a strategic decision that shifts the direction of their life. Either way, your decisions control your destiny. And if you don't choose, that's a choice as well. Some people just kind of stay in the middle in that lukewarm place, not sure what they really want. So this is kind of off the cuff. What I'm really trying to say to you is, maybe the question to ask is, where do I want my life to be today? And where am I really going? What is my destiny? What's going to fill me up? What's going to give me the meaning for my life? That's going to give me joy in my life, not just achievement, but real enjoyment, a sense of meaning and aliveness. If those are questions that are things you want the answer to now. Whether you're at a certain stage of life and it's changing, or you've had a birthday with a 0 on it, or you've made a lot of money, or you lost a lot of money, or you've gone through a divorce, or you're just one of those hungry people that won't settle for less than you can possibly be or share or give. If you're one of those hungry people, if you're somebody who wants to step up, then come spend 5.5 days with me at Date with Destiny. It's the only time you'll have a chance to do this in Australia, and it comes up in this August. It's an experience that's indescribable, but I thought I'd give you a shot before I jumped on the plane. So those of you that are hungry will respond. Others are going to say, what is this crazy guy talking about? I remember years ago, one of my teachers, Jim Robbins, used to say to me, he said, Tony, life goes by so fast. He said, you know what, it'll be like that, and it'll be 10 years, it'll be 5 years. And I found in my life it's been true. You look back on what you think a long time is, it changes real quick. And the best way to have the future you want is to design it now. I tell people very often, 5 years from now, you're going to arrive someplace. The question's where. And you're going to become somebody. And the question is, who? Who are you going to be? What are you going to be about? This program is about transforming you, and it's about transforming every relationship of your life. Your intimate ones, your ones with your friends, your family, your coworkers, and most importantly, yourself. If you're one of those hungry souls, contact us right away. I hope I get a chance to see you, and if not, I hope these questions are things that you'll sit down and maybe take some time to answer. What do you want today for your life? What's going to fulfill you? What's going to drive you? Where do you want to be 5 years from now? And what do you need to shift in yourself to make it happen? I'll look forward to seeing some of you soon at Date with Destiny, and others, hopefully our paths will cross sometime soon. Live strong, live with passion, and God bless.